Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Morning Coffees with James. I'm James, and this show you're watching on Instagram, BitChute, and YouTube is my morning coffee show. How's everybody doing today? Today I want to talk about something that's been on the media recently, and something that's been brought back up from the grave again from 2016, and that is the Proud Boys. I want to talk about this unusual group because they're not like what people are making them out to be, this white supremacist group that the media, the mass media, is making them out to be. I had to explain this to several people. And anytime someone screams at the white supremacist group, the Proud Boys, I have to chuckle because it's like, it's not true. It really isn't. And I know people out there being like, well, the news tells me that they're white supremacists, and it's like, do your research. Look them up on Bing, because Google has been sold and bought and sold and honestly skews information. I'm sorry, but it does. But the Proud Boys were never a white supremacist group. It was a men's group. It was never white supremacist. It was never, what the media makes it out to be, this neo-Nazi group, which is absolutely bullshit, by the way. Which honestly makes me laugh to no end, because hearing all that, like, neo-Nazis, they're Nazis and Nazis segment, it just really bugs the shit out of me. And honestly, the whole argument of calling somebody a Nazi, a racist, a xenomorph, a xeno this, a xeno that, this, that, is, it's gotten old, and I'm really tired of it. And so, even with the Proud Boys, I want to talk about this real quick, because the Proud Boys actually started out as a men's club, like a legit men's club, like for men. Like, back in the ye old days, like, I don't know the official information of this, and I'll probably try to put a link down below. Gavin McInnes talks about this. Gavin McInnes, he was on Rebel Media. He was a commentator. He talked about men's rights. He started this club, not a gang, a club called the Proud Boys, and originally started out as just a way to get men involved in clubs and to help support men as well. And as a joke too. It was, not to be taken seriously. I mean, the name comes from, like, when he was working for Rebel Media, I think, or I forget his alternative media. I think it was Anthony's from Opie and Anthony's channel, his show. He had an assistant who was kind of like a little bit of a wimp, and one of the songs, he loved, the assistant, one of his favorite songs was, sang "Proud of Your Boy" from the Aladdin musical. Proud boy, I'm proud of your boy, I'll make you proud of your boy. That song, and I'll play it right now. You can look this up, and nobody wants to, and this is like my issue with the whole Proud of your boy. Here we go. This is the song that's gonna be, like, this is the song they're talking about. And I know I'm probably going to get striked for this, but while I'm talking, so Gavin started this club where it was like a gentleman's club. Like, they would go drink, they would talk, they would be men. They would just be men and go out there and be men. And one of the things they would have to do to get initiated was they would have to get beat up by, and, they would have to get punched while, like dead arm. And mention 5 breakfast cereals. They would have to get a tattoo and give up porn, which honestly seems reasonable, and it seems like it honestly has good intentions. And so what ended up happening was, like, why they're being called Nazis is because Gavin went to, like, colleges and stuff like that to go talk. Like, basically to give speeches, like a men's conference in a sense, for young men to be like, yo, get your shit together and get going, having men talk. That's it. That was the end of it. Like, that was it. So, they started out as, they were never a neo-Nazi group. And in fact, if you look up the leader, like, Gavin separated himself from the group, and the leader of it is a black Hispanic man. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Nobody looked this up. Everybody's making jokes about the Proud Boys and calling them neo-Nazis. It's like, they're not neo-Nazis. And especially the Boogaloo Boys and also the Boogaloo Boys, because, like, they're not neo-Nazi groups. They're people waiting for this, it's a joke. All this is a fucking joke. The Boogaloo Boys, the Proud Boys, people are freaking out in the streets, like, neo-Nazis. It's like, where? I don't see them looking like the Illinois Nazis, alright? I don't see that. The Proud Boys, in fact, are not Nazis. They're just dudes who just wanted to, like, join a men's club and have fun. They turned into this I don't even call it a militia group. I see it as more of the lines of just like this group of men who were just trying to be men. And one of the things they were trying to do was, and again, back to what I was saying, but Gavin McInnes wanted to go and do talks, like conference talks about men and men's health in this country and, what we had to do. And one of the things he had to do was go to these conferences, like, I forget, Kent State, like stuff like that. And, the protesters there weren't very, like, peaceful and basically try to pepper spray him, try to attack him and stuff like that. And the Proud Boys kind of came along and were not going to be pushed around anymore, and they fought back. And that's what they did. And the reason why they're called neo-Nazis is because they fought back against violent protesters. People who, and that's another thing too. Yes, and by the way, Cuomo, which one of the Cuomo brothers, in the Constitution it does say, protesters must be peaceful, okay? Don't give them this bullshit that it doesn't say that. It does, because you're a commie bastard, all right? And your last name rhymes with something, and I don't want to say it out loud again because I did say it before, but honestly, I don't want to, just, hurt other people while I say it. Simply enough. And what the fuck, get out of here. So anyway, the Proud Boys. Yeah, that's basically how they started, as a men's club. And considering how the media spins shit, they turn them into neo-Nazis. And if you did a little Google research, they're not neo-Nazis. I mean, their leader, like the guy who's now running it, is a black Hispanic man. There's black people in this group. There's, Asian people in this group. There's different ethnicities in this group, but they focus on the white people because they want to push this narrative. And especially the Boogaloo Boys, which started out as a joke. As a fucking joke. Because in West Virginia, I believe it's West or regular Virginia, they were going to do gun confiscations. And the whole Boogaloo thing started out as just as another joke, like a kind of a semi-joke of these people who, were waiting for, a civil war to happen, like the spark, because that starts a civil war. When you try to take somebody's firearms, the right to defend themselves, you start a fucking civil war like that. So it's like, no, okay. Is that a good idea? No, it's never a good idea. It's never was a good idea to do something like that. And again, not terrorist group. They're not a terrorist group. They're not a racist group. They're not a fascist group. And the Boogaloo thing was, again, and I have to explain this, it comes from the movie. I forget it was. It's the Electric Boogaloo, something to the Electric Boogaloo, I think it's called. Hold on, let me look this up real quick. Because, again, this is something that, the media spins and doesn't get the proper information on. Electric Boogaloo. Boogaloo. Movement. Okay, Boogaloo movement. Aren't you members of the loose? Far right. Okay, so even Bing is doing this shit too, so. It's. And again, it's like, I'm looking at this and they have this totally wrong. They're not. Their movement consists of anti-government and anti-law enforcement groups, which is bullshit. They're an anti-authoritarian group, which honestly, and it started out in Hawaii. They're basically just tired of the whole bullshit that's been going on with Antifa and basically the law enforcement. I mean, this kind of was kind of a response to the whole shutdown. People were losing their business, and it just boggles my mind how the media pushes this shit. You know what I mean? I'm just so fucking done. Electric. Boogaloo. And Boogaloo is a dance. It's a dance. A rock and roll dance. I wish I could use my phone, but... Movie. Oh, Breakin' 2. It came from the movie Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. That's where it came from. The term electric, it came from the movie, the canon movie, Breakin' 2, a movie about dancing. A movie about dancing. Breakin' 2, The Electric Boogaloo, a movie that came out in 1984, a film directed by Sam Fitzenberg, is a sequel to the breakdancing film Breakin'. That's where the term Boogaloo comes from, you silly bastards. It doesn't come, like... Do your research. You're being played as a joke. You are being so paranoid, and you're not taking life. You're taking life way too seriously with this shit, and everybody is. They're not seeing the joke. You know, I feel like Arthur Fleck and Joker a little bit. You know, where I'm just in the psychiatrist's room smoking a cigarette, giggling to myself, and she asks, "What are you laughing about?" I was thinking of a really funny joke. Would you like to tell it to me? You wouldn't get it. Like, yeah, and you wouldn't. You know, the Electric Boogaloo. Look up Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. That's where it came from. Like, you know, and again, referencing the Boogaloo Boys, they're talking about Civil War II, Electric Boogaloo. It's a joke. You know, because the government, like, think about this. The government's pushing so much shit, and especially with the Democrats. They're anti-gun. The anti, business establishment. The anti-police. The anti, and again, there's people out there, and again, there's Democrats out there, not Democrats, but there's people who are Biden supporters who are not anti-police. They're just tired of the other bullshit that's going on. And honestly, it's just, it boggles my fucking mind a little bit. Like, nobody's doing the research, nobody's looking this up. Like, where did this come from? It came from this. And I'm sorry if YouTube's gonna probably delete this video or monetize it, or I'm gonna get some call from the FBI or some shit like that, but I'm telling you, it's, again, look up Breakin' 2, like break as in break, break dance, and in, break in, not breaking, break in 2, Electric Boogaloo. It's from that movie. I swear to God, that's what they were referencing when they talk about the Boogaloo Boys. They're talking about the sequel to the Civil War. And honestly, I hope there isn't. Give me a second, I gotta use the bathroom. Alright, so I'm a little calmed down now. I had to use the bathroom, so I'm a little less antsy. Anyhow. So yeah, I'm looking at this, and it's like, everybody really needs to do their research on this. They really need to look at the alternative media when I say this. Stop watching CNN. Stop watching MSNBC. Stop watching AB. Stop watching all the mainstream legacy media. There's a reason why people are, like, waking up to this. Why there's, like, alternative outlets out there. I mean, I'll give you great examples. Besides, the devil Alex Jones. The devil Alex Jones. Oh my goodness, the man who screams a lot. I like Alex Jones. All right, watch it. Like, it's just entertaining. I mean, look up Alex Jones's anime, and look up. And there's another one, Alex Jones with Interstellar music. He's kind of inspirational a little bit. I mean, I want to. When I get a better camera stand, which I have to do, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna use a video. I'm gonna basically use video editing, but right now I have to focus on my biggest video project coming up, which is a review, my retrospect of Resident Evil 7. My point, basically, it's not really a review. It's basically me discussing why I don't like the game. So. But don't worry, it's not me bitching for hours talking about it, so... Excuse me. Damn fish oil. Alright, I'll see you guys... looks like I'm running out of time here, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, love you, bye-bye. And remember, just to stay positive out there. Peace, love you, bye-bye.